Hi kids, welcome back. This is Leanne with Happy Mail by Leanne.com and Happy Mail by Leanne.Stampin'Up.net. The two differences between those websites, Happy Mail by Leanne.com, you can purchase the cards that I've made. There's lots of cards on that website. You can also order custom order cards from that website. And then Happy Mail by Leanne.Stampin'Up.net is a place where you can buy supplies to make your own cards. Today I'm going to make one of these cards. These are cards that I made. These are samples for a kit for a class that I'm teaching at a retreat next month. The retreat is not for card making. The retreat is for something else, but they wanted a craft. So here's the stamp set I'm using. Everyday Expressions, which is, these are all retired Stampin' Up! Stamps. This is my favorite sentiment stamp set. I absolutely love it, and I use it. This Thanks I've used more times than I can count. Oh, my ring lights. There. This Thanks I've used more times than I can count. Then, definitely Decorative Very Cherry. These two cherries are from a different set. I don't know the name of the set because I just took the cherries out and got rid of the rest of the set because I didn't like it. Definitely Decorative Country Apple, which is a retired set. And then definitely Decorative Fabulous Fruit. And I've used this set multiple times, mostly the watermelon. So let's get into it. What papers you'll need. You'll need a 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 for the inside of the card. You'll need a 6 3/4 by 3 3/4 for the fruit sentiment, the fruit image that goes down the side. You'll need 6 3/4 by 3 inches to go down the side of the card. That's your image. I have a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 scrap for my sentiment, and a 10 by 7 because we're making a 5 by 7 card. So the first thing that we're going to do is take this 10 by 7 and we're going to score it. So 10 by 7 to make a 5 by 7 card, you just score at 5 inches. I'll show you the 5 inches. 5 inches is right there. Five inches, there you go. So the story I'm going to tell today is about my cancer. I don't know if you guys find it entertaining or not. You've seen me do this fold many times. So you pinch you make the corners match, you pinch them together, you push them to your table, and then fold your card in half. It's that simple. Da-da-da. So I'm going to take the strawberry from the Fabulous Fruit set and then Fire Brick Distress Ink, Tim Holtz Distress Ink, because it's the closest color red I have to the red cardstock I used. The cardstock and inks that I'm using, one of the inks is Stampin' Up, but the cardstock and red ink is not Stampin' Up ink, so it does not match perfectly, and I don't like that. I like mine to match perfectly, and it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, but neither here nor there. Anyway, so I got sick in February of 2020, and I had a cold, so I'm just stamping this strawberry stamp And I went to the urgent care finally. So you stamp your one image and then you stamp another image. You can see how this goes. See, a strawberry. I don't know if you can see that very well. So I went to urgent care and they told me I had bronchitis. Well, the bronchitis, and they gave me medicine to treat it, and the bronchitis never went away. So I, and it progressively got worse. So I thought I had walking pneumonia, and I didn't think anything of it. I just waited to get better, and I didn't get better until April. And in April, I felt fine. I was gardening, I was doing all kinds of stuff. And then on May 16th of 2020, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and could not breathe. So I had my husband take me to the ER, and I had fluid on my right lung. Okay, now that I have this done, all I need to do is take my scissors and fussy cut around the images. And I've done that already, so that you don't have to watch me fussy cut. Fussy cutting is just cutting around an image and leaving a little bit of a border. You do fussy cutting when you don't have a die cut for what you're doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the guts into the card. You can stamp on this too, so that you have a little cute little image in the inside of the card, but I don't feel that necessary. So I'm just gonna line that up. So I went to the ER. They admitted me to the hospital, and they proceeded to treat me, which was doing a thoracentesis, which is removing the liquid off of my lung. And how they do that is they stick a needle into your back, between your ribs, and into the sac that surrounds your lungs. And it is, if it sounds painful to you, let me tell you, it is. It's very painful. Well, I had that done 4 times because the liquid wouldn't stop pulling onto my lung. I was in the hospital for about a week by myself because of COVID. They wouldn't let my husband in, and they sent me on my way. They sent me home, and because there was no more fluid on my lung, and they just decided to monitor me from home. I'm just putting this card together. You can see how I'm doing it. I want to line up my strawberries at the top equal with my pattern paper. Just like so. The next step is ribbon. Ribbon. Well, my back never stopped hurting when they sent me home. So I'm just going to take this ribbon and wrap it around the whole card. I'm going to do a double knot because I want the bow to go this way instead of this way. So I'm going to do a double knot, and I don't care where it lands on here. It can land anywhere on here and I'll be happy. So I went to the doctor because my back never stopped hurting, and they decided to do a CT scan, which I'd had multiple CT scans, they decided to do a CT scan, and they found a lump on my groin, and a malnormity, an abnormality in my left ovary. So they did a biopsy on that lump. I printed out, I stamped 3 sentiments to decide which one I like the best. I like the uh-oh best, so I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to use some of this foam roll that I got at Amazon to pop that up, using my sticky scissors to cut it. So I'll never forget the day I went to get the results of the biopsy from my doctor on August 5th, 2020. And I sat in his office, and he worked on the computer for a minute, and he turned around and he looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "You have Mullerian cancer." And I don't know a whole lot about it, but it is a rare cancer. And I just cried. I don't remember much else of the conversation. I just remember my doctor telling me he didn't know much about this cancer. And I was scared, as you can imagine. And scared and sad, and a wealth of emotions, just so many emotions. But that's how it went down. That's how I found out I had cancer. Turns out that the fluid on my lung was from the cancer, that you have rents in your rents, which are holes in your diaphragm. See, I'm just stamping my signature on this. And there was fluid on my abdomen that was going up through the rents in my diaphragm and into my lung. And that's how the fluid was getting in my lung. It was caused by the cancer. And then I was getting, after that, I started getting fluid on my abdomen that had to be released through a paracentesis, which is a needle in the belly to remove the fluid. And I have some other stories surrounding that I'll share later. There is our card. The reason I started these card businesses is because my cancer has rendered me disabled, and I need to be able to make an income even though I'm disabled, because disability isn't very much. So here I am making cards and sharing it with you. I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, smash the like button, give me a follow, subscribe, and if you love me, as always, share. Love you guys. Have a great day.